So specifically, here's what I'm going to share with you today. First of all, what is web TV? I want to get everybody up to speed with that. Why you can't ignore it any longer. And thirdly, how you can create and profit from your own web TV show, because there isn't a single person in this room that can't benefit and do what I did. Now, there is a gold rush happening, and the gold rush is web TV. So let's kind of bring you up to speed with how this came about. As recently as 4 years ago, putting video online was a complete waste of time. Did anyone experience that? Right. You had this tiny little video somewhere on the web page, and even when you had that video, the hosting costs were absolutely extortionate. So, in other words, it just wasn't a viable thing to do. But all that's changed. So how did it change? In November 2005, this site appeared on the scene, and I'm sure everybody in this room now knows what YouTube is. Now, that's 3 years ago. Not very long. And think about what's happened. So before then, web video was just a dream. YouTube came along in November 2005. Now, a year later, Google bought YouTube for $1.65 billion. An incredible amount of money, just 1 year later. So considering they paid that much, would you agree that Google realized the value of online video at that point? Right. They really did. They were willing to pay an enormous amount of money. So web TV is a very exciting development. It really is. And what it now means essentially is that anyone here can put videos online for free. And they also look very good. They're much larger. They're not jerky and so on. They actually look really good. So is it just me and Google that sees the power of web TV? Well, I hope not, and that's the reason why I'm here. Since 2006, lots of other businesses have decided to copy what YouTube has done. Here's some of them here. Now, you may not be aware of this, but this is what's been happening behind the scenes. And these services have decided to make what they do better than YouTube's. And that's really a reality. Although YouTube is by far the most well-known of these video sharing sites, there are many, many more which are specialist sites now, which actually have much better quality and some other features that actually make it better than YouTube. Like I say, there are hundreds of these sites. Some of them popular ones are Vidler, VO, Blip, Metacafe, Brightcove. More evidence of where web TV is. Look at this news report here. An internet television gold rush is in progress. What about where we've come to this point? From 1 billion in 2005, the web TV market is expected to grow to 12.2 billion by 2011, and then on into, or actually this is current statistics from May, 12 billion videos were viewed online. Actually, this is just for the States, an increase of 45%. So half as many again over the last 12 months. So you can see where the trend is going, obviously. It's very, very evident. So now, what is the big deal about web TV? You know, we all have traditional TV in our homes, most of us do. What makes web TV better than where we came from, which is traditional TV? Well, there's a number of things that make it better. First of all, with web TV, you can create content about any topic. So, for example, on regular TV, you would simply have the news, as the example here. Whereas on web TV, you could have the news for crane operators. You could have the news for plumbers. You could have the news for computer programmers. See the difference here? You can't do that on traditional TV because the audience isn't there. With web TV, you can. We're talking about a worldwide global audience, and the audience is there. What else? What else makes web TV better? There are no schedules. So one person can watch a show at 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Another person can watch the show at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday evening. There are no schedules. It's delivered on demand. So in other words, the power now is with the viewer rather than with the traditional TV model where this is where your show is going to be on. And, you know, if you happen to be out or you miss it, you've lost your chance. What else? Well, with web TV, it's interactive. So viewers can interact with other viewers, and they can also interact with the presenters of the show, all within that same environment of a website where the show is hosted. So this is very, very valuable because it's much more engaging. You really bring this interactivity into the equation. What else? There's no annoying commercials or adverts every few minutes. And the few shows that do have adverts tend to keep them very short. So usually they're far less frequent, and they actually happen to be about 15 seconds usually. That's typically the norm. So certainly it's not the same way with as with traditional TV, where you've got all these annoying commercials and adverts every few minutes. Also, there's no geographic boundaries. Anyone, anywhere in the world can watch our show. There is no limitation. So prior to this weekend, I'd never seen any of the Arab shows that are on TV here because they're not available. So with our web TV show, it's the World Wide Web. They can be shown and seen anywhere. And lastly and importantly, it's very, very low cost. Typically, of course, traditional TV productions, very expensive, hugely expensive. With what we're doing here, we can start for about $100. So very, very big difference.